What's going on there, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. I know this is something that is a little bit different for what I normally talk about, and this is something that I just wanted to bring up because I have always been a fan of the Union Cross and Dark Road story content within Kingdom Hearts, and I really just wanted to take a moment to talk about this content and dive into this in a video and just kind of give my thoughts, because recently we got some information from a Square Enix article that they had their meeting with the shareholders, that the company had said something along the lines of, "I'm very grateful to receive information and revival requests from fans even after the end of the service." This is in regards to a lot of these smartphone games that have been discontinued, so some of those examples being Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, as well as the canceled Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. So with that information in mind, could we be seeing those getting remastered in some capacity? Now, I'm not going to say that we're going to go out of our way to find some sort of grand console remake, but there does seem to be that Square is noticing a desire to see these phone games to be preserved in some capacity. So they are starting to listen to the fans, which I genuinely think is something that the fans are going to be very excited about. I think it's something that does give a lot of really cool possibilities for future Kingdom Hearts titles, especially in regards to the Union Cross and Dark Road era. These are parts of the lore that are honestly some of the best story content within Kingdom Hearts, and I'm very excited to see kind of what Square would be cooking up, and I want to just pitch my thoughts for what I personally think would be really, really cool for a Kingdom Hearts Dark Road remake personally. This is something that I really wanted to dive into because I've always been a fan of that era, and I've always been somebody who has been wanting to advocate for more multiplayer Kingdom Hearts games. And I think we need to bring in the formula that has worked so well for a small group of co-op games called It Takes Two and Split Fiction. These are two co-op games that genuinely you had to have at least one buddy to be able to play through, and it was some of the best co-op gameplay I think I've ever seen in my entire life. The puzzles and story was incredible. The gameplay was super fun. In fact, the final boss for Split Fiction is the best final boss I think I've ever encountered in any video game ever. The stress levels me and my wife experienced were off the charts, and so I definitely would recommend that if you haven't played Split Fiction before, play it. It's so good. One of my top 10 favorite games of all time. And I would love to see that as a Dark Road remake. So one of the things that Dark Road really focuses on is the relationship between Xehanort and Eraqus, as Xehanort is believing himself to be the child of destiny, and he's learning about the differences between light and darkness, and he's really just growing up in Scala ad Kylum and starting to kind of lean into more of the darkness side. Sorry, I keep hitting my mic filter. Whereas Eraqus is leaning more towards the light side. He is wanting, they're kind of both slowly spreading apart to then what inevitably brings them into their rivalry that we see showing up into Birth by Sleep, which then leads to Xehanort being the primary antagonist of the Darkseeker saga. And I really think that it would be really, really cool to kind of see a Dark Road remake where we get to see more time with Xehanort and Eraqus together, going through this really intense moment, these intense moments together full of tragedy and sadness between the two characters, and the two players get to sit side by side and play through that in a co-op style. Now, exactly what the co-op action RPG would look like, I can't say for certain. I think a lot of players are still wanting a co-op Kingdom Hearts game. That's why we're getting like Kingdom Hearts 3 multiplayer mod that is going to be coming out, and I think that would be something that a lot of people would really enjoy. And so I would really love to see just kind of how a Kingdom Hearts multiplayer game like that would work. I think it would be really cool to see like fighting two different Heartless bosses where you might have to coordinate how you defeat them, similar to like that one boss in Wonderland in 358 over 2 days, but that boss was terrible if you didn't know what you were doing. But I just, that's just kind of something that I would really like to see, and I think it's really cool to see Square Enix for sure take note that there are people that do genuinely like what was offered in their mobile game era. I think that is something that is really cool to see, especially from such a big company like Square Enix. I know, especially with a lot of the recent news that has been coming out, a lot of people just haven't really had a ton of faith in those bigger game companies. And so for Square's shareholders to say things like that they are grateful to see that people are interested in their mobile games and are wanting to honor what people love, and they're wanting to honor what people are seeing from mobile games is really cool. And I think that's something that a lot of people would really enjoy, and I think a lot of people would very much get behind something like that. And so a Dark Road remake, I think it's obviously a great way to start, especially with Kingdom Hearts 4. You know, we've been seeing a lot of moments from Dark Road being referenced, especially with young Xehanort showing up again. I think there are going to be a ton of moments within Dark Road that are going to be very important as we see this different form of young Xehanort that was referenced in Dark Road again, a 14th life that Xehanort had used to explore a new world, which was a clear reference towards unreality. Whether or not that will stick, or what exactly we will see, I don't know. I'm not Square. I can't speak for them. But either way, I want to see a Dark Road remake. I think it has such an incredible storyline, and I would love to see a Dark Road co-op game where you could play as both Xehanort and Ericus, and like one player, like player 1 is Xehanort, player 2 is Ericus, and you go through the story of Dark Road, working together, solving puzzles, playing a beautiful Kingdom Hearts action RPG as a co-op team. I think would just be so cool. That's my hope. Whether that actually happens, that's not up to me. Obviously, I'm not Square. But let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comments below. If you were to see a Dark Road remake, what would you guys like to see? Would you want to see a single-player RPG? Are you a multiplayer kind of guy? What kind of stuff would you want? Do you want to see what we have as a remake? You know, there's so many ways that Square could go about it. The only thing that I really, really hope that they don't do is I really hope they just don't throw it into a movie. You know, we've seen so many movies. They did Days as a movie. They did Recoded as a movie. They had the Kingdom Hearts back cover, which does not give nearly enough information about Union Cross, and it really just doesn't do it justice. And so I really want to see that era of Kingdom Hearts given the love and attention that it deserves. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I know it's kind of a small one, but I wanted to just give my thoughts on that one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And of course, I want to give a shout out to my Ko-Fi supporters. You guys are the ones that help to make this channel possible. If you would like to support, the best way you can do so is down in the description below. There will be a link to that down in the description below as well. And as always, you are loved, you are valued, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we will see you right back here in the next one. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody.